Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi, my name is Amirul Muhammad Shafi'i bin Muhammad, and my matrix number is AA200255. I will introduce you to digital industry and the list of digital industry. First, digital industry is the integration of digital technologies across the area of business. This adoption of technology result in the fundamental change to the organization and the way they operate. That means they can expand their business in anywhere, and they can provide productivity and efficiency in their operates. List of digital industry, we have financial service that provide assessment payment service anywhere. For example, QR payment or debit payment. They have technology. The use of technology that has been used by entrepreneur and customer in industry like AI and robotic. Hospitality and leisure provide convenient service anywhere, like free Wi-Fi at nearby building facility. For education, we have computer or tablet to support the learning method progress in the school or university. Food and beverage, using technology in food and beverage, for example, food packaging using robot. And lastly, retail, we have application or service like Shopee and Lazada to purchase any item or grocery that we need.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Zulaika binti Nur Izan. My number matric is AA200431. I want to talk about technique digital in e-learning. New teaching and learning techniques has been introduced recently, especially in developed countries. Among them, participatory training, industrial training, and industrial-based training, e-learning, e-training, multimedia assist training, blended learning, and so on. The variety of the teaching and learning techniques in the training presented will be able to avoid boredom and can attract the interest of training participants. Past studies have largely focused on system learning in academic education in the classroom, or better known as e-distance learning. E-learning is a workplace or industry in somewhat marginalized to be one of the latest training delivery methods, especially in the age of information and communication technology system. The effectiveness of the use of the e-learning system in training compared to traditional training is very relevant to employees, especially in the current economic situation. Next, I will talk about application in e-learning. Application in e-learning is divided in three. The first one is application in the campus environment. The second one is application in learning. The third one is application in teaching. Application in the campus environment. There is a university better known as USIM that has come forward by taking proactive steps by launching the USIM Smart University Blueprint. Is spearheading efforts to document a more planned and comprehensive implementation of ICT for the campus. A total of 5 clusters has been introduced, namely Smart Governments Cluster, Smart Infrastructure Cluster, Smart Service Cluster, Smart Learning Cluster, and Smart Lifestyle Cluster, led by several responsibility centers. Second one is application in learning method. Present without touch system. Implementation of the present without touch system. One of the most common way is for instructors to use list paper name to take student attendance. So, without touch present system is different because using ID card scanning and attendance tracking system with RFID scanner, radio frequency transmitter and receiver, or QR codes to attendance tracker with face recognition generated through AI. Lastly, transformation in teaching method. Online assessment artificial intelligence has enabling education institutes to conduct online examinations with assistant internet and computer network. AI use neural network and learning algorithm tip to turn machine learning from experience to doing activities like a human. You can run many different types of exams, be it multiple questions, options, paragraph types question, types and encoding simulator, or video and audio inputs. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to continue this discussion by explaining the advantages of digital industry in education. First advantage of e-learning is flexibility. This is happening because of the feature of recording learning lessons, which means that the students can watch the lesson again later if they want to do a revision. Other than that, the digitalization of education contributes to the easily accessible digital learning material as well as online or virtual learning sessions regardless of time and place. The next advantage is more engaging lesson. This is because of the usage of variety education contents, which includes interesting but relevant videos and images. E-learning also provides us with interactive quizzes. In this case, Kahoot and Quizzes are some of the examples of interactive quizzes websites. The third point is various accessible knowledge and skills. E-learning undoubtedly is the main factor of high usage of online courses this day, which includes many types of knowledge and skill to be learned either free or with a certain amount of cost to be paid. edX, Coursera, and Udemy are the popular choices of online courses platforms among people for the past few years.
Assalamualaikum. Today I will share about the disadvantage for education. First is lack social interaction. E-learning is one of causes of social isolation because students don't see the teachers and classmates face to face anymore. Other than that, interaction is very limited to none. There is a lack of social interaction during online classes. Students feel fear of loneliness and feel isolated in online classes. They are not comfortable with online classes. Lack of social interaction have many consequences, like the study became boredom for them. Students became habitual to not taking their classes and they misuse the technology, not attentiveness, and cheating became more common. Secondly is cheating is unavoidable. E-learning includes assessment just like in a regular classroom setting. However, there are no teachers on proctors to watch over you during exams. It's easy for online students to share answer knowing there's nobody watching. Other than that, they can get any answer from the internet without watch over by a teacher. Lastly is focus more on theory. Students spend most on their time listening to podcasts, watching videos, and looking at slide presentation. They can never have experience like conducting experiments, like doing experiment at the laboratory and doing for hands-on. That's all for me for sharing the disadvantages. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Medina bintu Amanno with number matrix AA201288. So I'm going to explain about further recommendation and conclusion. So as for the first recommendation, we recommend to add specialization features to the application. Some students are afraid to ask the teacher in general. By adding new special features to learning application such as the specialization of questions and answer sessions between students and teachers only, privately. Ultimately, the interaction between students and teachers is getting higher. Number 2, upgrading existing technology. E-learning encourages students to imitate in tests. Therefore, improvements should be made to the test platform by adding monitoring features. For example, by including features available in the auto practice software such as lock windows. These features is to locking window during the test so that students could not cheating. And lastly, expand the use of learning applications in the study place. For some students, hearing and seeing is quite difficult to understand the topic. Therefore, the way of learning in the classroom should be expanded by increasing the number of experimental activities after learning a topic by using certain software so that students know more about how to apply it physically. An example of an application that can be used during learning is Tinkercad. So as for conclusion, consciously or not, our way of life and learning is determined by the technology of this revolution. Thus, those who are not up to date will be left behind by new technologies. The pace of technology is now moving so fast and the whole world is struggling to create and spark ideas in mastering this technology. Malaysia should make full use of this opportunity and space and move actively using industrial digital. If the complex new technological challenges are not given due emphasis, it could leave Malaysia far behind in the global competition. That's all from us.